Hey, 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 hey. Happy Monday. It's Monday. Let's put this happy Monday. It's Motivation Monday. And here I'm showing up live and I'm going to be honest with you. This is probably crazy. I don't feel good. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I look a mess. Although, but let's be honest, I always look a mess. I'm not the person that shows up on social media always like decked out. I love those ladies that do that, man. That's awesome. That's if that's your jam. But this I'm just showing up and being realistic with you today. This is like, this is the reality. I probably need to wash my hair. I don't feel good. I've managed to get sick. I've managed to get sick. My husband brought something home, and so despite the fact that I tried to stay away from him, it didn't work. I ended up getting sick. So here I am in my compound, not feeling well, but I wanted to come to you a little bit about Motivation Monday and why am I coming to you sick? Why not just wait? Because I said I was going to do it. And when I say I was going to do it, I said that I was going to do it in my mind. This is something that I wanted to do. I wanted to start being more present and start being more alive. So, despite the fact that I don't feel well, here I am. So, if you're joining me today, and maybe somebody will join me live, most of the people I know are at work, and so maybe you can't join me live, but comment and tell me hello. I would love to say hello to you. And pop that up on the screen for you. So, good morning. It's Monday, and you know what? I'm just going to be 100% honest with you, friend. It has been a Monday. You would think that since I'm not working a full-time job, that every day I wake up is like the best day of my life. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, most days are pretty good, but I still have bad days, despite the fact that I'm not teaching. I still have hard days and things still go wrong and I still get frustrated. And I want to come to talk to you about two specific things today. So if you're coming on, please say hello. Hello, hello. I would love to say hi to you. Comment. Who is it and how are you watching me? I would love to see. I would love to see. And you guys forgive me, I'm kind of playing with this and I gotta click on some different things. But I want to talk to you about two different things today. And one of those things is authenticity, right? So here I am showing up with you, and I'm being completely and totally authentic. I don't feel good, and I'm telling you I don't feel good. I probably look like I don't feel good, and that's just me. I love to try to show up authentic. I know I said it earlier. All these women that show up on social media and they just look amazing every time they show up. I'm like, that is not me. And if I start showing up like that, then you 100% know that I'm not being authentic because, me is my hair pulled back. I've got my glasses on. I don't even have time for those contacts anymore. And that's me showing up authentically. So showing up authentically for me is saying, hey, I don't feel good. I mean, I don't feel good and I've had a bad day. Excuse the coughing. I've had a bad day. It's okay to have a bad day. There are some people and I love them with all my heart that don't have bad days. And I'm happy for them. But I do have bad days. And some people can relate. Can you relate to me? Comment if you can relate. You've had a bad day, right? You had a bad day. And I called my husband. I was like on the verge of tears. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. And, and the whole time I'm just blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking to myself, man, am I living the best life ever? I get to wake up every day. I don't have to go into a job. I get to do what I love. But it's okay because I can still have a bad day. And you know what? I like to put positivity out in the universe, and that's important for me. But I'm not always, always, always positive, right? There was the funny thing people ask, where did you get the positive dog mom? Well, one is like a dog paw, right? PAW. That's a kind of a play on words. But the second reason I named myself that, when I gave myself that brand, is because I wanted to remind myself to stay positive because I do have a tendency sometimes to be kind of negative and I have to be careful. I'm being authentic. I'm being real. I'm not the most positive person that you have ever met. I really work on that. I try to put positivity out in the universe, but I'm going to be real with you. I have bad days. And sometimes I complain about things. It's okay. That's me. That's me being me. And I want to let you know that you have to show up as you. Now, I will say, you can't show up always mad and always an ogre and just always in a bad day and always in a bad mood. Nobody wants to be around someone like that. But you can be real, and being authentic and being real is part of it. And another thing I want to talk about as far as authenticity is, the reason I had a bad day is one of the reasons that I have such great days. I love my dogs. You guys know I love my dogs, but I got so many. I got so many. It's overwhelming sometimes. And we made the decision to bring in two little precious little kitties. And I was very hesitant, and I probably should have listened to my first response, which is this is probably not a good idea, because we have Chuck, and Chuck is really smart about how he works with the dogs. He really doesn't want to be around them. The dogs bark, he runs, but the kitties, oh man, the kitties, they press the dogs like it's like they're not afraid of them, and so they really have been. They'll get in front of them, and they're just like, oh hey, blah, blah, look at me, you're not going to do anything, blah, you're behind the fence. Well, yesterday, one of our dogs somehow has figured out how to get out. He doesn't like cats, but nothing happened yesterday. Well, today, after I finished walking, Jinx, my sweet boy, my border collie mix, got out, all of a sudden ran in, running after the kitties. Kitties are like, what's going on? I'm like, oh my gosh. I grab Jinx and I put him up, and I kind of look, and I'm like, where's he getting out? Because I've not figured out where he's getting out from. And then, I kid you not, like 2 minutes later, Sugar comes flying around the corner, trying to kill the cats. Chuck comes in, he's trying to protect the kitties. The kitties aren't as smart as Chuck, and they don't know to run, and it's just like, it's chaos. And I don't feel good. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was coughing, and I'm this person. I'm a projector. I have low energy. I've got to have my sleep. Like, drop me a comment if like you believe in sleep. My husband, on the other hand, he does not have to have the sleep. I have got to have the sleep. So I woke up into the deficit. I was already tired. And then I've got these dogs are getting out. How are they getting out? Oh my gosh, this is chaos. Why did I take in these cats? And like, you just have all these overwhelming thoughts. And then it's just like, it's okay. So you're wondering, like, why are you babbling about this to me? What's your point? So I wanted to say this. I just wanted to show up authentic. This is me. This is how I feel. I'm being authentic. I'm telling you how I feel. And it's important when you show up online, and if you show up in person, and if you show up with people, to be real, to be you. This is me. I'm going to complain about my cats. I'm going to complain about my dogs. I love my dogs. I have too many dogs. I'll be the first to say it. I love my dogs, but I've probably bit off a little bit more than I can chew. But it's okay. It's okay. We have worked it. We have made sacrifices to make it work, and that's okay. I would not change it for the world. But I do recognize that I like to be authentic. So that's number one. When you show up authentic. Just be authentic. Be yourself. You are who you are. Again, if you're super negative, you may want to kind of bring that back in. But you got to be you. The next thing I want to talk about is consistency. This is really why I'm here, right? So I made a deal with myself. I'm going to show up more live and show up a little bit more in video. I love doing short form video. TikTok is my jam. I'm very rarely on my TikToks. My dogs are on it. People love my dogs. Hey, it works out great. My cats are on it. I can kind of hide behind that. But I realized that I really need to show up. People need to know, like, and trust you. Well, they can't know, like, and trust you if they don't know who you are. And so I decided, well, I'm going to start showing up more consistently online. And so, of course, the moment that I try to do that, I don't feel well. So what do? Do you not show up? If you work for someone else, you can take days off, right? You can just, like, you've got sick days, depending on what you do. It's hard as a teacher. All my teachers out there, give me a hey. I know it's tough to be a teacher, but you can take days off. But if you're trying to build a business, it's not that easy. If you don't feel good, you do the work. If you're not feeling it, you do the work. I will say, since I've started studying human design, I've really started to honor my projectorness. And so some days I show up a little differently. I show up, but I may not show up how I thought I wanted to. So I may have something on my to-do list that I wanted to get done, and I'm like, I'm going to honor my energy today, and I'm not going to do this particular task. I'm going to do these things because these are things that I can do. But you still have to show up. If you have kids, I don't have kids, so I can't relate this to my own kids, but I can relate to this to teaching. You do have to show up consistently for your kids. They need to know that you love them. And so that's really important. You've got to show up consistently for your family, even if you don't have a business. So there's things about being consistent that's really important. And so I started this journey of trying to really work on keeping positive thoughts in my mind. I finished my 30 days and I realized at times I got a little overwhelmed and it was hard for me to stay positive as much as I wanted to. Every day I listened to the same thing over and over and over. And I'm starting the 30 days over again because it is just my design. I have a tendency to have fears, to have doubts, to feel a little overwhelmed. So those are things that I work. It's just me though. And that's a great part about the fact that when I started studying human design, I'm like, this is okay. And this is totally normal. And it's okay for me to be this way because this is me. I'm not this other person. I don't think like this other person. I don't think at all like my husband. Like he is just so different than me. Like how he thinks about things, and I'm not him. He also doesn't need sleep. Again, I'm not him. So I have to realize that I need to be me. But I do know that I have to show up with consistency, and I have. With TikTok, I have posted 2 TikToks a day for I don't know, maybe 2 months, 2 or 3 months. I've definitely have seen some growth there. But I did want to start being more consistent about showing up kind of in person and letting people know a little bit about more who I am. It's kind of that being authentic, right? So those 2 things that work together. So it's amazing that I made it through this without really kind of getting into the coughing. So I'm like really excited about that. And so that's the universe, playing in my favor, saying, yay, you showed up. I didn't necessarily feel like showing up today. This would not be the day. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Ladies, you know what I'm talking about when you're going to I'm going to start dieting on Monday, right? Comment if you know what I'm talking about. And you're like, I'm going to start on Monday. And then like Monday gets there and you just like, not feeling it at all, and you had a bad day and you just kind of want to eat, you're like, I'm going to show up on Tuesday, right? So that was kind of how I felt today. It was like I really felt like I had made this deal with myself that I'm going to start showing up more online, invested in showing up authentically and be consistent. And here I show, and here's the first day out, I really feel bad. And I'm like, I'm just not going to let that beat me, because this gives me an opportunity to say that it's okay to show up as you. It's okay to show up and to not have a good day. It's okay to show up and say, hey, things didn't go the way I wanted them today. It's okay to show up and just say, oh gosh, I'm so done with this Monday. I posted a TikTok. What I posted today was just real. It was just like, this Monday sucks. I want to go back to bed. So, but here I am. And so that's my motivation to you. You don't have to be all positive all the time, but you do need to keep those positive thoughts locked up. You can't get caught up in the negative. You can have a bad day, but you do need to recenter yourself and make that bad day into a good day. And you've got to be consistent. If you have agreed to show up somewhere, even if you don't feel like it, you show up. If you're sick, you show up. If you're building a business, there's still things that you've got to do. So those 2 things that I wanted to call out with you. If you're trying to build a business, if you're trying to be successful in life, if you're trying really to be successful with anything, you got to show up with authenticity. Be who you are. People will love who you are. They may love other people, but they're going to love you for you. And if they don't, then they're not your people, and that's okay. And the other thing is consistency. Show up consistently, regardless of whether or not everything is perfect or whether or not you want to. And those 2 things are key. So, I mean, that's just like, I'm putting that out in the universe. And I know some of my fellow projectors would be like, oh gosh, if you're not feeling it, don't show up. But that's okay. I'm not feeling it, but I am feeling it. So I was inspired to share because I was so frustrated. So I feel like that's okay. And then you can't ever get boxed into anything. So that's really important. I hope you got some value out of this. And hopefully everything worked well. I'm using this new technology and it's super fancy. So it's kind of cool. I got my name up there. Let's see. I can change out my banner. So I can go back to Happy Motivation Monday. And the cool thing is, if anybody had commented, although I didn't see any comments, I don't know if I didn't get any comments or if there just wasn't a whole lot. Again, I'm showing up at 11 o'clock on a Monday. People are at work. You know, right? They've got full-time jobs. I can throw up comments on the screen, which is kind of cool. So I mean, that's cool stuff. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So anyway, so this is my chat. I managed to go 15 minutes. I'll be honest with you, I could talk forever. I can talk forever. I am a even though I don't feel well, I still love to come and bring myself and be me because that's part of my projector energy. I love to come and just kind of show and give some different wisdom. So I hope that your Monday is going better than my Monday. But even if it's not, it's okay. And I still love you, even if you're having a bad day. And even if you complain every once in a while, I still love you. But do remember, it is important to be positive and to know that God and the universe is working in your favor, despite the fact that things don't always go the way they are supposed to. Have a wonderful Monday. We'll see you later.